Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and today we're going to be doing another blind sound comparison, this time between two Paul Reed Smith guitars, this CE24 and this Core McCarty. However, before I get started here, I realize this is not an apples to apples comparison for a number of reasons. This guitar has 5815 LT pickups in it. The CE24 has 8515s, both core line pickups though. This guitar has a glued-in mahogany neck and 22 frets with no tremolo system on it. The CE24 is a bolt-on maple neck with 24 frets on it and a vibrato system. The purpose of this is to just give somebody an idea of how the two guitars would sound through the same exact rig with the same exact settings, and of course doing it blindly so that there's no visual bias. And don't forget to leave a comment after you've heard the sound examples, letting me know which guitar you think is which. And the way we're going to be getting the sounds for today's video: guitar straight into the Benson preamp, into the Mesa Rectoverb. The only time you're going to hear the Benson is when we're doing our light kind of gain. When we're doing our high gain, that's going to be from the Mesa itself, mic'd up by the SM57 straight into the Focusrite 18i8 interface, recorded into Pro Tools. So let's get started. All right, now that we have an idea of how these two guitars sound through my rig, mic'd up by me in my room, and I mention this because when you're watching YouTube videos, watching YouTube demos of gear, you should always consider your rig, your room, your miking techniques. All this stuff is gonna greatly impact your results, so just keep that in mind. Now in this little comparison, there were two things that really jumped out to me that I wasn't expecting to sound so different between the two of them. If anything, I thought one guitar was going to sound better in a certain instance, and it ended up being the other way around. The first being the coil splits. Definitely a noticeable difference between the two of them. I'm not sure how much of that is going to go down to the actual guitars themselves. Maybe it's just the actual pickups, but I found myself preferring the coil splits on the CE24. But on the other hand, when it came to the higher gain sounds, I thought the McCarty absolutely smoked the CE24, and I think the big difference was note definition. It felt like there was a little bit more clarity when it came with this one. Even with the amount of gain that I was using, I could still hear everything ringing out. Whereas when I was playing the open A riff on it, especially on the bridge, I was hearing a bit of muddiness on the CE24 that I might not have noticed if I wasn't playing this guitar directly back to back with it. However, in case you're still not sure which one was which, this was guitar A, the CE24 was guitar B. And again, I'd love to hear from you guys if you guessed right or if you were surprised at all or any other takeaways that you had from this little comparison. That was really just for my own personal kind of curiosity's sake. I know that these guitars are not direct competitors. However, it must be said, some people will say, oh, well, the difference in price is just too huge. You could get this guitar for $2,500 new. These are $4,000 new. Well, if you don't care so much about this fancy kind of finish, you can get Core McCartys for around $2,000 if you're really patient. And at that point, used versus a $1,500 CE24, that's not as big of a price difference, and it's something worth considering and something worth looking out for, because to me, I feel like, I know I'm alone in this, and there's not many people that are going to agree with me. This is my favorite Paul Reed Smith model. It's simple, it's to the point, it's comfortable, it sounds good, it looks amazing. Just nothing to complain about. Could not dream of switching a single thing on a regular old McCarty. But if you found this video useful or you just enjoyed the little comparison, feel free to leave a like. It does help me out and it helps more people potentially find this YouTube channel, which has been something that's been happening a little bit more lately, and it's nice to see a lot of fresh faces in the comments section. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you on the next video. Take it easy, everybody.